Hello, yet again. Here we are, disabled girls who lift. Welcome back to the show. This is Marcia from South Florida on Seminole Tribe land.
What is up, everyone? It's Marybeth from Northern California on Ohlone land.
Amazing.
It's been a
So
while.
it's been a minute since it's been just the two of us, and we kind of wanted to chat some things about training, how it feels to be training these days. Maybe some people are back in gyms. Maybe some of you are just like, fuck that noise. I'm never going back. We're kind of all over the place in this disabled girls who lift community. Some of us are competing like shit ain't changed. Some of us are like not renewing any membership fees.
For real.
We're kind of a little bit everywhere. So just again, just Marcy and Mary Beth for today. Chloe's not on today. Chloe's currently competing, or she just competed, right? And then
Yeah, she's got another, I think, in 3 weeks. Well, by the time this is out, probably a week from now.
probably happening. But I mean, personally, I've been out the game and I don't plan to compete this year at all. What about you, Mary Beth?
Yeah, and that's a nice I don't know, it's a good conversation to have because sometimes I feel bad, we're disabled girls who lift, but when was the last time I trained? Before this past weekend, 2 months ago. So, I'm not necessarily lying, it's still a part of my identity. I'm still lifting shit like groceries into my mouth.
Yeah, it's still I know it's still a workout. I don't know. It's hard to juggle because I think we get really hung up on that. And you like you said it's part of your identity. I think we get really fucked up with that. Like if I'm not doing it, am I a powerlifter? I don't know.
Mhm.
Like do I even powerlift? I'm not sure. I've just been doing hit circuits like what can I
Yeah.
even call myself?
Right, no, I mean, and just movement, right? Getting up, and some of us who everyone's jobs have changed now, right? Not
Yeah.
everybody has to go out to work to an office or out on the field. So getting up and moving from room to room, as long as you're moving, I'm proud of you.
That part. And I know there's also the okay. Well, it depends, right? Some people their gyms never closed. That's a fact. We know that's a fact. Some people the gyms have opened and closed again and opened again because that's California's story, right? Open
Yeah.
and close and open and close and open.
Yep. Yep. What did they call
So
that? Wishy-washy.
yeah, so you don't even know what to do. So let's say the gym is open. It's like, okay, do I even want to go back? I don't know.
It's
I,
hard. It's hard to unsee the germs back in there, especially as powerlifters. It's grungy. It's like indoors. It's lots of breathing, grunting, and freaking
Huffing and puffing
yelling,
and
peeing
screaming
on the
and
platform.
lots of
Blood.
bodily fluids.
Jesus, blood all over the bars, like,
Yeah,
ugh.
bleeding shins.
That was so normal. And then like, even if you had blood all over your hands, you still stuck your hand into that, what is it, the Sour Patch Kids bag.
Yeah, you were still chalk bowling it up. You still
The
were
chalk,
sharing. You're
yeah.
still sharing your inhaler. You're still throwing that bottle everywhere after you sniffed it. Like you can't
But
unsee
now it's
things.
different. Yeah.
It is, and
Well, you've always had a home gym though.
I mean, ever since I have owned a home, I've always had this little home gym, but I would
Mhm.
still go to the gym. And I did half of my training at home and half of my training at the gym because I was doing like log press and yoke walks and I needed the big hefty strongman equipment and my garage is actually not really a garage. So the
Mhm.
ceiling height's too low. So overhead shit's kind of like sketch, depends what I'm doing. The incline is like really ghetto. It's like super it's it's just a ghetto situation. It's really a carport and somebody covered it and slapped a garage door on it.
Wait, how tall are the ceilings? Like
Not
you could
tall. If I reach my hand up, I'm touching the ceiling.
What? I thought I've seen you do overheads in that
I
gym.
have. There's certain. That's the thing. It's real sketch. If it depends what I'm doing, where I can do it. If I'm doing snatches, I have to stand in like a certain little strip. Like if I'm Like
Yeah.
if I'm doing trying to do jerks, I have to stand over here. If I'm doing log press, I gotta stand this way because everything's like a different width and height and whatever. And then
Oh, snap.
the incline in one part's a little worse than the other, and then like the floor is not exactly even.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't want to break a light bulb, break a window, or whatever you have hanging around.
Yeah, and it's
Right.
still a garage with like shit in it. It's not like it's only a gym. It's like
Hey, we've got friends who've got their gym in their bedroom, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you can't train the same. Like
yeah.
you can't go hard in the. I'm definitely like not doing strongman-y things. Like I don't. The last time I tried to
Yeah.
do a stone, I dumped an entire hole like
Oh shit.
that. I still have to be careful not to roll my ankle in.
Oh my God. No, but I can get behind that, just the idea of going for specific movements for specific exercises because we're limited no matter what,
Yeah,
how much we adapted, we're limited with what we have at home. Lifting bags of rice, lifting what broomsticks, using bands, picking up our dogs, like
yeah. Bands can only take you so far.
yeah. But
Um,
what's good though is
yeah.
like you and I mean, I'm fine with like not competing for a while.
That's
So,
the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Once I got past, and I think in the beginning, I was kind of in that denial part of it with everybody else, like, oh, it's gonna be fine. Oh, it's gonna be fine. And like, oh, everything you had planned, like in your head, like, oh yeah, it'll still
mm.
happen. Oh, it's gonna be fine. Oh, it's gonna. And I don't know when. Maybe Thanksgiving is when I finally turned around, like, no, it's not gonna fucking be fine. Like,
Thanksgiving last year.
yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
when I started turning around, like, oh, this is never gonna end, and I need to change the way I think about what I'm doing. Like, what am I moving for? Like, fuck this training hard, going heavy. Oh, I'm gonna compete, and oh, I want to rank at nationals. Like, no,
Mhm.
not for me, not right now.
Thing is, though, some people had that same idea, but did or acted the complete opposite. They're like, oh, well, this isn't going to change for a while, so I'm going to fly all over the place. I'm going to visit my
Right,
family, visit my friends anyway, as long as I
that's
get
true.
COVID tested, like November, December, that was a time where shit peaked. We peaked
It was gross.
to well over like 300,000
It is
cases.
gross, and I think it's gonna get worse. So I think, yeah, when I got to that point is when I stopped feeling bad about not training, and when I stopped
Hmm.
feeling like I'm like, because at the end of the day, like, what am I doing this for? Like, nobody's paying me for this. Nobody's like, I'm not getting sponsorships, and like, this isn't my life. It's a part of me, but it isn't wholly me. It's that identity thing again. So like, I'm not competing strongman anytime soon. Do I still call myself strong woman? Yeah.
For sure. As you should.
So what?
Strong F. Yeah. I mean, that's another conversation too, right? Because Chloe's an elite lifter. I mean,
Like elite,
it,
elite.
yeah, like top three elite.
For real elite, yeah.
So, like, where do you find that balance, right? When you do have sponsors, you do have those responsibilities. Sure, there aren't like nationals or worlds going on right now, but they are competing for money, right? Those are still grand prizes.
Yeah,
So that's how
they're
you can
competing
make your
for
buck.
real life money. They're like
Fuck.
real life money. Like I don't know if that Kern is ever happening, but I know the Kern prize is like 40K, I think.
I think that's what she's doing in a month.
The Kern prize is up there.
Yeah,
And these other
yeah,
ones are like 10, 15, 20, like for sure. There
mhm.
is money to be made. Like at that level, I
Put
don't
yourself
know.
at risk. Well, I mean,
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say without being that person.
what I loved about USA weightlifting, so completely different sport, right? They found a way to just get everything online, youth nationals, just regular nationals, I think.
Oh, did they?
The way that they recorded their lifts, make sure that they weighed in, did all of that, and had it like just had a rule book already for online meets because there's literally no way they wanted to get people from all over
Mm.
the country in one place. So I mean, I can get behind that. Though I heard some sketchy crap about USAW this past year and some sexual assault
Ooh,
stories of USAW coaches. So, there's a
yeah.
balance.
There's always something happening. I don't know much about the culture of that federation, but I did feel like everybody who I seen personally on like my feeds doing Oli lifting was always virtual and like
Hmm.
filming virtual things. But I mean, that makes sense that it would carry through like that because it comes from the top. So, I
Hmm.
mean, if Strongman Corp is out there or if USPA is out there still sanctioning local meets, people are still going to do local meets.
Oh,
But
totally.
if from the top they're just like, nah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
then it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, and then even if you're not elite, I get it. Some people do need that structure. I mean, if I didn't have a paid competition, if I wasn't paying for a membership,
Yeah.
I can see why you would want to keep that structure throughout your year, or else you probably wouldn't train.
Yeah. Yeah. I know there's a lot when it comes to that. And I know personally I'm definitely the kind of person that if I have competition coming up, then all of a sudden I'm like tracking my macros and all that shit. You know, like I don't do that
Yeah,
regularly.
I
Like
know.
I don't make sure I get 150 grams of protein right now. Like
Food scale. Who? Whey
yeah.
protein. What?
Like I don't know. It's 5 o'clock and I'm like, oh, I guess I should eat. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is definitely a part of having a deadline that changes the way you plan your life.
Yeah.
But then there's also like, well, it's a pandemic, so
Yeah.
maybe some shit has to change. Maybe it doesn't.
Mhm.
I don't know. Sometimes we really fight for things to not change and it's just not there.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I'm anti-gym or anti-meat so long as those federations are abiding by all recommended safety practices,
Right.
especially like the mask thing. But so I did go into a gym like this past like 2 days ago. First time, year and a half. And that was because even though I have a gym on my porch with literally fucking everything I need,
Right.
squat rack, bench, deadlift, I'm not going to do it by myself without some accountability. So it was nice to have like one person to just be with.
Mhm.
But it just like freaked me out all over again. Full
Yeah.
sanitization, like you're not like they're literally sanitizing the bars after every use, the benches, the clips even, like you put all the used clips in a dirty bucket and all the new ones that are sanitized you get from there. Everything's wide open and that like you can do outdoors mixed with indoors, and luckily at 7, 8 p.m. when I was there, it was empty. But can you imagine? Like I've seen videos even now of 100 people indoors
Oh yeah,
training.
yeah, yeah. Not everybody's taking those precautions. And there's levels to that, right? Like let's say you go somewhere that is taking all those precautions. Like I don't know. Personally, I don't want to have to worry about that because that's not the
Mhm.
point of the lifting. The point of the lifting is like movement makes me happy. But if I have to go
Yeah,
somewhere and be like, all right, movement makes me happy, but let me worry about this list of things also, like
yeah.
that's just gonna mess up the whole vibe for me. Were you even able to like enjoy your workout or were you just anxious the whole time? Like, oh, well, I'm gonna die here because I'm gonna catch COVID. Like,
Well, it was that too, yeah. And it was also my very first time doing cardio with a mask on, like I already have like breathing issues. Um, you know, I think I have a history of asthma, like my mom has asthma, so I most likely have it. I've
mm-hmm.
seen it in the past when I tried to run a half marathon and almost freaking died. Um, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna wear the mask. It was just like, damn, this is different.
Yeah.
Uh, which I don't know. But I think we're talking also just in the perspective of what, disabled, chronically ill, adaptive athletes. These are things that we have to think about
Right.
all of the time. Getting
Right.
groceries, training,
Yeah.
going to work as essential workers.
Yeah. I don't
I
know.
don't I don't feel the same anxiety, that say you would feel or others. So that still comes from a place of privilege.
Yeah, there's that also. So for me personally, like I don't want to like if you came over my house and we were like you're on the porch, we're outside, you have your mask on, like I'm still gonna have a level of anxiety about it
Yeah.
because I know that there's always a risk. And whether or not like there's a certain point where there's like rational fear and irrational fear, like it doesn't really matter. Like the fear is the fear, right? Like anxiety is anxiety. So I just feel like if I tried to go a gym right now, I'd just be wrecked. Like I literally have nightmares where I'm in crowded rooms and I forgot my mask.
Oh my God, me
Like
too.
that's where I'm at mentally. So I like I don't think I could just pop into a gym and and more than likely where I'm at be the only one in the gym wearing a mask or carrying.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think it's gonna work. Like going to
Well,
a comp and being the only one with hand sanitizer, I don't think it's gonna work.
yeah. I mean, I really, even if everybody were to get the vaccine, I just cannot imagine living in a world where everyone's walking around unmasked. Like, I got trust issues too. And you know, like, when you go
Yeah.
to the grocery store and somebody's like reaching over to get a gallon of milk, I'm like, you are too close.
Yeah.
Too close.
Yeah, 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 for real. When I see people with the chin guards, I'm just like, sir, back up, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't. I don't know how people are doing out there. I don't know if that's just me, but yeah, definitely have mask nightmares. I don't know. So what is your plan? Are you gonna go back?
I mean, so I'm probably going to limit it. That was a good start. It's like, okay, this feels good. My entire lower body is just wrecked in a good way,
Mm-hmm.
and I needed that feeling to come back to motivate me. Um, because I don't want to lose my strength. It only took me a year and a half to realize that.
Yeah.
But it is motivating me to at least, do more on my porch with my stuff because I have it. Even if it's by myself, just put on some bomb ass playlists and I'll be fine.
Yeah. I think there's definitely some folks out there that have figured out the virtual thing better than others. And like like they go live and lift, or they like have like a Zoom thing up, like they just have like a tablet up in the corner while they're lifting.
Mhm.
I haven't gotten into any of those things. Have you?
Oh, got like, Zoom classes and stuff where,
No, not even
somebody does it.
classes. I know people that have like lifting in their living room, lifting on their porch, and then they'll have their other friend who's also lifting in their living room and also lifting on their porch, and they'll just put like a Zoom meeting or whatever, Google Meet, whatever people use, FaceTime,
Yeah, yeah,
anything,
yeah.
and just put the tablet like in the corner just so
That's
you can
funny.
have somebody like talking to you while you're lifting and
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was definitely a huge consideration, like, even wanting to get back into stretching yoga movements. Me and my best friend had plans to do it, every Monday. Never happened. Because I mean, yeah, the idea sounds great, but I
it
just need to
sounds
get
good.
my body back in there.
It sounds good on paper, but it didn't work out personally for me. I'd love to hear about people that are doing it and
I
what
mean, if
else
we
is hmm.
yeah. I mean, if we get enough people excited about it, maybe we'll start a Discord and do that,
Yeah, just like
or
live
Instagram Live.
workout. Yeah. Workout with me times. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? But then you
Just
also
mess
have
around.
to navigate like, okay, so how are you gonna get back into things? Because a year and a half is a long time.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
For some folks, this might be the first time they're touching a barbell in ages. Like, don't want to mess that up. So now you
Yeah,
have COVID, but also you have like your regular body things to think about. Like, you can't get too excited there.
yeah.
You got to pace yourself there.
I
So,
could relate. I mean, shoot. Luckily, it was a good sore feeling. Not one where I just hated myself. That I think a lot of people in this community have that same, response to movement or fitness, which is nice. And if you don't, that's okay too. But like although I haven't written myself a program or asked Jeff to write me a program, like
Mm-hmm.
I know that I'm going to like, okay, I started with squats. Start with 3 by 6. Okay, cool. I could add pause squats. All right, I could do some accessories, see what I can do that first day, and then do a different I'll do upper body the next, and then slowly get back into a full program.
Yeah,
But
just playing around and see
yeah,
how
like
everything
baby steps.
feels. No, yeah, you got to. And it definitely, I know for at least me, especially in the beginning of the pandemic, where shit actually closed and I didn't have access to things, like my body was not hitting the same.
Mm.
So I've like started over probably at least 3 times since the pandemic started, like in terms of fitness level, like
Oh yeah.
all the time,
Oh
all the
yeah.
time. And it's usually it'll usually be the same thing. I'll do like 20-minute workouts or something twice a week, and like, okay, couple weeks, like, all right, I survived. All right, maybe I'll go a little bit longer for like another week. Okay, and now I could last 40 minutes, cool. And then like month and a half in, I'm like, okay, now I could do a program.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, it might take me a month and not a week, but don't, yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, I've already done that like 3 times.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, starting from square one for me, legit, like it was 135 pounds, 3 by 6.
Yeah.
And that felt like 225. That felt like, but in a good way. Like I could do a little bit of cardio with this, higher rep movements.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's definitely more low percentage, higher reps in the beginning. Just
Mhm.
trying to get a feel for what a body is anymore.
Yeah, y'all don't go straight into your 1 rep max from 2 years ago and then, get sad about not being strong anymore. That's definitely going to take a process.
Yeah, it'll come back, but you gotta start slow. And then there's also people who are like, I don't care if it comes back. I know people personally who are like, I don't think I'll go back to lifting. I'm cool with like I bought this Peloton, or I bought, whatever
Yeah,
else people I bought this boxing thing or step class, or I
for
do
sure.
dance now, and they're like, this is fine. I don't think I'll go back to lifting.
Or I've been loving hikes. I've been loving just going on
Yeah.
hikes every Sunday or, that's great too. So what if we don't go back to lifting?
Yeah, I think if you find anything that brings you happiness and you could figure out how to make it work for you, like just do that. That's fine. That's fine.
Or
Like,
even what I picked up macrame
yeah.
during the pandemic. I was like, all right, I'm gonna DIY everything. I'm like one and done for me.
That's
it's
over.
it's fun, it's soothing, but like I can't do it
That
long
one's not
term.
gonna last. Okay.
But
I don't think I mean, again, I've had my gym the whole time, so I didn't pick up any non-lifting movements, not really, but I definitely see people out there that are hella into hiking now that weren't
yeah,
hiking before, like super into the Peloton.
yeah. Bikes,
All these
bikes at
all
home.
these
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody bought a bike too.
Mm-hmm.
That's been nice to see.
Yeah, get
Except,
it in where you can. Who cares what you do?
even the little kids, even the grandparents are involved. Like I've been loving it.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot more in terms of just like body weight, slow, controlled. So maybe it's Pilates or maybe it's not really. It doesn't even have to be Pilates, but just like focusing on movements. And because I think a lot of people in the beginning were like, oh, I can't lift weights, and I guess I'll just do cardio now. And then that only takes you so far if you don't like cardio.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah.
not gonna not gonna last. So
You gotta
yeah,
find something.
I've definitely seen some people take that energy and just do like body weight, slow. I guess Pilates like. I don't know what to call it, but I've seen
Yeah,
a lot of that on my feed also. Or
yeah,
just
that's another one.
people just picking like, what?
Jump
Fuck it.
roping too.
I'm
That's
gonna
real good.
learn. Yeah, I'm gonna learn how to jump rope, or like I'm gonna learn how to do a handstand, and
Hmm.
just put all your energy in that.
All
Achieve
those
that
push-up
goal.
challenges that came.
Oh
I
my
could, I could do
gosh.
10. I could do 20. All right, I could do 30 now.
Yeah, exactly that stuff. Or like the plank challenge thing. Some people I work with sent me that, and I was like, nah, I'm not the kind of,
I
it's not the
know.
kind of fitness that I do. We're not, they're like, we should do this. We,
Oh.
I don't move, no, I don't move in that direction. Not me. But really, wherever you can get it, it's just everything is a depend. Everything was always depends before, but now it's like times 20 in COVID. Can't even say
Mhm.
post COVID because we're not over it yet.
I know. I know. People are still getting vaccinated. I mean, shoot. I so you got yours. Are you done with your second already?
Yeah, and it's gonna open up to everybody this week.
Yeah, same. Except like we got as essential like farm sales
Oh
folks,
yeah,
we got
California.
it um sorry, we got the letter like a week ago, but I couldn't even schedule anything until June because more people
Yeah,
are filling up the slots.
the slots. Yeah, it makes just the logistics of how they're running it. It's just dumb. Like, just dumb. It's just not good. And the thing that pisses me off the most about that is like people are getting paid for that. Like the
Hmm.
one in my area was like they went through like first it was a phone line and then it was this website hosted by this company and then that website crashed and then there's some counties that just use like Eventbrite. Like
What? Shut up.
like it's
What?
everywhere. It's all over the place.
Damn. I didn't know
Ugh.
that. Oh man.
So then like every time you check, you might like it took me a while to get an appointment and every time I would check it's like, "Oh, okay, it's not on this website anymore. Oh, okay, it's on this one. Oh, okay, it's not hosted by these guys anymore. Now it's on this one."
Yeah, yeah, we got like 6, 8 going at the same time in the same county. But I mean, it's just I don't know what kind of drugstores y'all have there, but CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, all of those are starting to open up a lot more with
Yeah,
vaccinations.
grocery stores, Walmart has it now.
Damn, yeah.
But then even that, it would be like they pick Publix and West like West Palm Beach County. They were like, "Oh, only Publix is distributing vaccines in this county."
Oh
Like every
wow.
county's on their own shit. And that's what they were, "Oh, only Publix." And it's like, well, in Palm Beach, Publix isn't in all the black and brown neighborhoods. So
Wow.
so
What's Publix?
now
It's that store, I
Publix a
guess you said?
grocery store.
Yeah, okay. Wow, it's like our
So
Whole Foods.
yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like they said whole. It's not that level of a grocery store, but in terms of like, Whole Foods isn't in the ghetto,
Affluent
quote
neighborhoods.
unquote.
Right,
Like,
right.
yeah. So you're
Wow.
just leaving those people in the dust?
What's funny is for here, when I was trying to book them, like all of the available time slots were in like in the country part of California, so you had to travel 3, 4
Yep.
hours. But then you couldn't book an appointment, if you didn't live in that same county. So,
It's such a mess. But I mean, there's
yeah.
people out there that are getting vaccinated, and I'm sure that those people, that's also like levels to that. Because some people are getting vaccinated. It's like for me, I'm doing it because I feel like every day I'm out there playing with kids and seeing people, like
Oh
I'm
yeah,
risking my life every day. I feel good now. But I know
yeah.
there's other people out there that are like, I want to get vaccinated so I can start going out.
That's not how it works, bro. You're still spreading germs. You can still
So
spread the virus.
I would be interested to see how many people rejoin gyms or redo some things, or maybe there's people out there that are like, once I get vaccinated, I don't mind competing.
Hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thought.
Yeah, I can see that.
No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I'm not really sure how I feel about. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I don't think so.
But yeah, I mean that's the thing too is like with vaccinations, you can't require 100% of the population to get it. Like there are still tons of anti-vaxxers, people who are like, I'm not gonna wear a mask, even though I'm having a full-on conversation with you as my customer. Like, no, 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 it's for my protection, not yours.
Yeah,
Put that
no.
shit on.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Yeah, you have those. You have. Yeah, there's no way. You have anti-vaxxers who are just straight up like conspiracy theorists. And then you have some people that have autoimmune things and they're just like, I don't know, I'm allergic to the flu shot. Should I take this? Like,
Yeah.
there's that. And then then of course, there's people like black folks in this country historically don't trust medicine. Like, I
Mhm.
can't blame you. Like, I get where that comes from.
Yep. Yeah.
So unless anybody's like actively working on not the conspiracy theorists, but the other folks that aren't getting it, like unless somebody's actively educating these people and like making access good for them, they're not getting it either
Yep.
because they don't know. I've definitely talked to people like that. Like, well, I'm allergic to pretty much everything. I don't know if I should get it. And then that's it.
It,
Like they don't know who to
even the
talk to.
doctor. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because even if you talk to your physicians, they're like, "Well, you're just taking a risk.
Yeah.
It's your choice."
And it ends. Like you don't know where to research things, you don't know what to look up. Like shit is hella confusing.
Yeah.
It just ends. So I don't know. I don't know about if being vaccinated does not make me want to compete any more or less. I'm still in the same boat.
Yep.
Staying home. Staying
It's
home.
just yeah, and it's just such a wild thing. It being such an unknown virus, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, there's still things that people do not know. I will say though, I definitely underestimated the feelings of the vaccination because the first dose I felt pretty okay, just a sore arm for like half a day. And then the second dose totally kicked my ass. And I mean, when you're chronically ill, there's always the conversation that you have to have with yourself. Like, am I actually for real tired today? Should I
Mhm.
rest? Or am I just like regular fucking sledging through the mud and I'll be all right? Like, that's always
Right.
an everyday question. And for some people, it's easy to answer. Maybe they're like, oh, well, if my muscles are twitching, I know it's too far. Like, some people I don't really have that. I just go with my gut feeling. And sometimes
Yeah.
I get it wrong. And boy, did I get it wrong with the vaccine.
Shit. So in this case, you were just like done.
So I got it and I felt pretty fine. I felt the same way that I felt the second dose. I felt the same way I did on the first dose. And I worked out.
No, it's the next day, not
I,
like the day of.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
usually always the next day, right?
Yes, and again, like when it comes to information, everything's confusing out there. I saw people say their experience with the vaccines, but nobody ever said it's the next day. So I'm thinking, oh, it's been like 12 hours. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm just gonna
Oh,
work out.
snap.
When I tell you, by the time that I racked my weights, racked the barbell, threw the weights on the floor, and like walked to the bathroom to pee, I was just like melting on the way, like to
Oh,
my closet, like
shit.
just like
To my closet. Back to the closet I go.
back to the closet I go. Like I'm like, all right, let me just man, I don't feel so good. Let me rack this weight. I'm gonna go change my clothes.
Oh,
Like
no.
it
No,
was
it
like
was
it's
like, yeah, full
done,
capacity,
done.
maximum, like, your
Light
body did
switch.
what it could.
I was wrecked. Poor life choices.
We
I
thought you were Superwoman, but sorry, body.
No, no, it did not.
Damn.
Yeah, so I did not gauge that day well. And then I rested for like 3 days. The next day I didn't do shit. And then the next 2 days I did like maybe I did laundry or something, and that was it. And then the third day I was like, all right, I don't have a headache. I'm walking around in the house feeling pretty good. I drank some water. I like ate my meals. Like, all right, let's give this a shot. Wrong.
Oh,
The
damn.
third day I walked in, I opened the garage door and then I felt immediately dizzy and tired and I laid down on the bench.
Oh, shoot.
And then like half an hour, my partner came out because he heard the garage door open and then nothing else. And he's just like, did she just fucking eat it? So he thought I was like dead on the bench. So then he put
All
the
of a sudden,
garage down.
it's silent.
He put the door down for me and then I went back inside.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And you didn't have, like, work with the kids scheduled or anything? You didn't have
No, luckily I had
okay.
my second dose like Thursday morning and then Friday I had off and then I had the weekend. So like by
Oh,
Sunday I
dang.
thought I was cool to work out. I was not.
That's okay. I mean, that's huge, and Not to say that lifting the same day you got the second dose had any effect, but
Yeah. 10 out of 10 do not recommend. So I would definitely say if you are that spoonie that every day you're like, I'm not sure if I need to rest or work out today. If it's vaccine, post-vaccine time, you rest. Don't
yeah.
just go with the rest. Don't test it.
And I'm hearing a lot too, because now there's that one with just a single dose, Johnson
Oh
and
yeah, I have no
Johnson.
idea how that's going for people.
Since since the vaccine is just so potent in one, you literally have to split it up into two doses. That one just hits everybody like a wrecking ball. I've heard,
It
blackout
must.
stories. I heard throw up stories, and
Oh,
just it's too much for one body to handle, no matter how strong your immune system is.
yeah. And I think there's a lot of people out there that have no idea like what their bodies can handle because they're always like, I don't get sick. And it's just like, oh, listen, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Listen.
this past year was the first time I had ever, well, as an adult, gotten the flu shot. And the next day, that was when I was like, oh shit, it feels like I have COVID. What's going on? I need to get tested. And it was literally just my response to the flu
Dude,
shot.
God.
Yeah. So I'm a
Man.
little scared, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's gonna be you're gonna have some wild fever dreams, that's for sure. You're gonna be having some cold sweats. It hits. It hit. It hits. So when you get the whatever appointment slot that you get, is it any
Mhm.
vaccine or is it only Johnson and Johnson over there?
Yeah, no, luckily, I mean, there's just so here in Cali, they're just having a lot of Johnson and Johnson clinics open. Like there's so many available, but not everybody wants to take it.
Mm-mm.
So all the other ones, it just says, "Oh, we're gonna either give you Moderna, Pfizer, or that third one." So it's like
Oh,
one of those three. The Johnson and Johnson I haven't seen in those lists where my insurance takes it.
your insurance. What's your insurance got to do with? I thought it was supposed to be free.
But it's free, but they still charge. I mean, they still charge the insurance.
Somebody's making money off of this, bro.
Like I thought it was supposed to be free for me to get a COVID test, COVID
No, no, no.
consultation. That bill came next week.
No. Oh, you know what the thing is about the test is you have to go to the county or the state sponsored sites for the free testing. But when you go to CVS or Walgreens,
Mm,
it depends. That's the insurance one. And that one like you have to straight up lie to make sure that it gets covered. Like let's say you only had sniffles, like you're going to check all the boxes and you're going to
yeah,
be like, "Yes, I had contact. Yes, I yes, I don't
yeah.
feel good. Yes, yes, yes," because you don't want to get the 100 something dollar bill later.
Mm,
It's not cheap.
that's wild.
It's pretty lame.
Free my ass.
No. And even the vaccines that are actually free, right? Like it still takes time. Like you gotta wait and like time is money, damn.
Yeah, I mean,
The
well,
time it took you to book, the time it'll take you to wait in line.
yeah. Stay in your car. You have to stay in your car for like 15 minutes afterward. No, all of the ones I've seen, they're like, oh yeah, free COVID testing with an asterisk with insurance. Like, no shit.
With an asterisk. Yeah,
I'm
and
paying for
whenever
that.
I did it, it's always like, there's no guarantee your insurance will pay for this. Like, there's always a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to go to the county or the state one, and then those lines are like 2, 3 hours long.
God damn.
When I got my first vaccine dose, it was a 5 hour wait. Second
Wow.
one was like 2 hours. Second one was like 1 hour.
And you legit had to be in the location for 5 hours
Oh
to
yeah,
wait, like the DMV?
yeah. And at the time, it was healthcare workers only. So I'm like the only young person there. It's just a bunch of
Yeah.
old ladies and grandpas. And I'm just like, yo, somebody is going to have like a diabetic coma out here because I know these
Oh,
old ladies did not pack snacks. Like
yeah.
it's like 5 hours. Like this is not gonna
Damn.
work. So time is money. That's 5 hours. Just the vaccine was free, but
Yeah.
I had to cancel everybody I had to see for that day.
And
Like,
I remember back when you would like donate blood, they gave you water and snacks. Is that the same case?
oh no, no, nobody's touching you. Nobody's doing anything. There's porta potties. That's about
There's
it.
no water or snacks in
There's
case
no
somebody passes
water.
out?
You would think they thought about that, but no, I guess they figured since you're waiting in your car, you should be fine. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yes, I mean it's a lot of people. It's a
It's a
lot of
mess.
people in the nation that needs to be vaccinated.
It's a mess. So, yeah. If you get vaccinated and you decide that that means you could go out in the world and do things, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have feelings.
Didn't you post on your story the other day? We will remember who went out to party during COVID.
Okay, all these people on their fucking boats and shit.
Especially in Florida. Here, it's,
No, they're going hard on these boat parties. And there's like
y'all have boat
club
parties. We have like
parties.
bars. Wait, clubs too?
Clubs, yeah.
Oh,
People are
geez.
going to clubs now. Bars are.
Wait. Oh, shoot.
Hmm.
Concerts? No concerts.
No, not concert, but bars, parties. If there's a big fight, if there's a big boxing or MMA fight, like everybody's gonna be at Ale House,
Hmm.
like nothing happened. So yeah, people are out there. Hashtag don't forget.
Hashtag never forget.
Yes,
Yikes.
yes.
Well,
Anyways, back to disabled girls who are lifting. Besides, no, we'll move away from disabled girls who are petty for now.
yeah.
Back to disabled girls who are lifting. But that actually no, but that's related. That's the other part of why I probably wouldn't go back to a lot of things is that I know that all of those people didn't give a shit and they were out there doing whatever they wanted.
And you're touching their barbells, you're touching their benches, you're
No, not
touching
even
their.
that. Just the idea, like, if you and me were gym buddies and COVID started, and you, my gym buddy, was out there huffing and puffing on the world, going out to
Hmm.
eat, bars, having hosting parties at your house, like shit like that. And now here we are a year later. Okay, everybody's vaccinated. Cool. Like, I'm not gonna go back to being your gym buddy. I'm like, what the fuck were you doing?
Yeah.
Like, I can't. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna feel as comfortable in that space. And there was a lot of people that are I mean, sure, there's people that are just like, oh well, I live alone and I had my bubbles and da 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 da. There's levels. There's people that are like, oh, I hung out with these people and then I would isolate, like whatever. We could talk
Hmm.
about it. Fine. I'm not really talking about those kind of people exactly. I'm more talking about the people that posted like, if you're sick, stay home. Like those
Oh
people.
yeah, that's nasty. That's
Like we should
nasty.
be able to do what we want. We're not going to stay home for the 1% of people that are dying. This isn't work. Like I'm talking about those people, like the
Yeah.
nasty, negative people that just ugh, like the strength community is full of that. I don't know if I want to be in there again.
Yeah, you know what I heard a lot too early on, and it's so freaking ableist and
Yep.
ageist. It's like, oh, well, natural selection, so let the strongest
Oh,
survive. Like, bitch,
oh,
let's
like
go hand in
really.
hand, mano and mano, and let's see how strong you are.
Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? It makes no
Yeah,
sense. It's just
yeah,
gross to me. And, mostly white dudes, sure, but other people are out there saying their shit too. Like, it's not just the cis white dudes out there doing their thing, their usual
yeah.
stupid shit. Everybody was saying it. And I don't know if I could forget that.
No, yeah, no. I mean, that's how relationships have just gone down the drain. Friends, family. I'm sorry, I'm not going to. Like, so what if I didn't want to attend that gathering that you hosted? It's not because I'm less of a friend or a cousin, it's because what you're doing is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, like no, I'm
I don't
good.
want to partake in that or approve of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to your restaurant 20-person dinner party that's indoors to eat next to everybody else and like get drunk and stuff. Like no,
And
it's
literally just a
okay.
few months after the pandemic had hit,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So,
early on.
no, disabled girls who are petty are the same disabled girls who are lifting. And I don't know if I want to lift with
Yeah, yeah.
the people that decided I don't deserve to live, right? Like,
You oof, yeah, yeah.
basically.
That's very relevant. And it's
Basically.
yeah.
And
Good thing
then
on
the
social media, it's also easy to unfollow. I got
oh,
triggered so many times
yes.
watching those folks.
And there's definitely times after big meets where I have to like mute or unfollow people because they're sharing other people doing it or they were in it and I'm just like I can't see this. Like I don't want to see all these people out there just doing it up. Nope.
Yeah,
Nope. No thank you. Can't hang with you
exactly.
guys. Too much. Nope. Don't want to see it.
Mhm.
And even besides the COVID, just the fact that the nation is going through all this shit, like, June, Black Lives Matter, and finally people are like, oh yeah, Asian lives matter too.
Mhm.
There's still the same people that are out there. I don't see color. Like, I don't know if I want to go back to the gym with you. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. There are still people that are like, I don't have to speak on this. I just post my lifting videos. This is my training log. Like,
No.
I don't know if I want to go back to the community that includes you. I don't know. To be determined.
We will remember all of y'all who said shit like that, who said hashtag Kung Flu, who said
Uh-huh.
all that anti-Asian shit when
Who
COVID
said
had first hit.
Chinese virus? Who said all this bullshit?
Mhm.
Fucking and the dummies too that said Bill Gates puts 5G in vaccines. Like, like y'all
Yeah.
just dumb, okay? Y'all just dumb. Like you'd rather believe in a wild conspiracy theory than the wild things that are the truth already. I don't understand. No, no.
I just feel bad. Poor things.
Yeah, they
Like,
lost.
yeah,
Bless
like
their
I
hearts.
understand misinformation is out there, but you preach this shit
Mm-hmm.
and like to whose benefit and at what cost,
They're
Because
very
it doesn't
confident.
affect you.
Yeah,
It does not affect you. It's not killing your people.
exactly. And I've had, it's not like every person that says, again, it's like the people that are passionately confident in being assholes that I have a problem with. Because there are people that are like, well, you posted this, like, but what about if I live alone? And what about da 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 da? And, I've had conversations with people. Like, it's not to say it's like you agree with me 100% or fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not to say that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm okay here. I'm okay here. That's all I'm saying. I'm okay here. That's all I'm saying.
You just remind me of all those people that said, well, we can agree to disagree
Mhm.
about this virus, about this pandemic.
Not really.
No.
Not really.
No, no, no.
Not really. If you want to talk
Well, that
about it,
was
talk about it,
that was
but
nice to get all this off of our chest. Thank you.
gotta say with our chest. So, maybe you lift, maybe you don't, maybe you dance now. Cool, whatever. Whatever movement works for you. Just, it's hard, especially when you're the only one that seems to care. It's
Yeah.
hard.
Just know you're not alone. We out
Yeah,
here.
we out here. We still exist. We still care about each and every one of you.
We do.
All right. Disabled girls out.